chosen
boy.
a Shar.
The envoy from Shadowdale has arrived.
Well, we haven't seen her just... Well, we've seen her. We know what she looks like. But we're not, like, talking to her just yet. But yeah, like you said, you guys actually killed that one crazy druid of Shar. We rested, did a little bit of working on the ship. We went into town and got ready for the this tax collector here to show up. I am disguised.
Anything? What's that?
I am disguised, and I still want to talk to Emus real quick.
Okay, let me change your disguise. You want the same one as before? Like, just the token? Here are some options for you.
I was thinking a curly-headed orange.
I don't have it.
But
I'm working with what I got.
Sure.
That's the best thing I got close to orange hair.
Okay, let's go with the bald guy.
Okay, you have ownership over him now.
Thank you.
All right. So, as you guys come out to the end of the gate, you guys watch as this formation approaches this armored caravan with the 8 fighters, well armored and geared, escorting the caravan up to the gate. There's 6 horses pulling behind an old man on the reins, and there's this female knight in very ornate plate armor, a tall kite shield made of purple, and you can see these on either side of like where her clavicles are on the armor. There's these 2 silver eyes etched into the plate of the armor. All right. Would you like to have your little conversation? They are approaching. They're not exactly where they are right now, but they're like coming up to town. They're definitely on their way. You guys saw with the with Crow that they were on their way. They're probably about 200 yards out at this point.
Okay. Emus.
Yeah, what is it, Boogie?
I've got a strange request. Do you think you can get into the vault? And also, I would like to switch hoods with you. Really, for you to have communication with the rest of the party. But I could just hang on to the other hood if you want.
I would have to attune to it, wouldn't I?
Nope, we used it right away.
Okay, if you want to swap robes with me for this encounter, okay, I'll give it back to you at the end of the day.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, head off to the vault if you can, please.
Why do you want? Do you have something planned?
Yeah. So as I'm explaining this, I'm kind of like ushering us back.
Okay.
My idea is, if we need extra money in the vault, it should be there. And if we need no money in the vault, it shouldn't be there. And you're the best equipped to handle that.
Interesting. Okay, I'll trust you on this, and I'm gonna head off to the vault.
You guys hear the horses coming to a stop.
I'm gonna stop by John real quick. Hey, can I get the key for the vault just in case?
Yes, absolutely. Are you sure you want us to stay here? Should we come out and join you?
I think you can go join the others. I think that should be fine.
Right. So remind me again, just so we're clear. You're making your claim now to these people or later?
I'm gonna think into the hood. This plan. The plan is to stake claim now, right?
As far as I knew, but we were supposed to tell the people first of the town, and they got here too soon.
John already ran around and did that.
The knight in purple armor holds up her gauntlet and seizes the convoy. Hails one of the fighters who looks a little bit better than the rest, better geared. His confidence is higher. She gives him a wave, and they begin approaching.
Yes, John. That's still the plan. And I'm gonna head off the vault.
He hands you the key. And as they approach, meeting the group, you guys hear John and Amanda coming up behind you. And as you're approached, you see eyes looking you up and down, Bezoit, through the helmet. And these piercing blue eyes look up at you and say, I was unaware there were any metallic dragonborn remaining.
I'm gonna nod my head and say, pleased to meet you.
And she takes a courteous, honorable bow. It is nice to meet you, Dragonborn. So, the mayor, is there a reason you guys are out here? Obstructing the way?
Obstructing? Don't you guys want to come in? You can if you want.
It is customary to meet with the leadership of the town before entering through the gates. If you could send for the mayor, please. And John comes out. That'd be me. That'd be me. And she goes, Sir, is there a place we could have a talk, please? He turns around nervously, kind of, right, sure. To the mayor's manor, then? She goes, that'd be lovely. And he turns and kind of nervously starts walking.
And I'm gonna turn and start walking with him.
Same.
And as you guys begin walking and obviously walking with, she turns and says, I'm sorry. My intent wasn't clear. This is actually meant to be a meeting between the leadership of the town and I.
Yes, we are the leadership of the town. The chosen of Mistra. We have saved this town from being overrun
You
by
hear
goblins.
a out of character kind of oh I'm sorry. That was rude of me. The chosen
Yes,
of Mishra,
it was.
it's quite a tale you're telling there. The chosen of Mishra have been missing for some time.
Here we are. Surprise.
Once again, I'm gonna nod my head towards her and say, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Roll a persuasion check.
Not a persuasion, it's the truth, man.
Me or
Nat 20!
I meant Clamsy though.
Oh.
Nat
I did not have
one.
a nat 20. I had a 9. Hold on. But I have a plus 14, so it's a 23.
Jeez.
Fuck.
Yeah,
so
expertise.
good at convincing people.
She turned. Is this true? Is what she says? Can it be? And she turns and looks at the man, says, Azar, head back to the convoy. I need to deal with this on my own. And he turns and gives her a worried nod. Yes, milady. And heads back to the convoy.
I'm gonna look at her and say, is there a problem?
Can you what?
Zoe, I was gonna say, can I do an insight check to see if I could tell what that was about?
You may. And what was it you said, Bezoit?
I looked at her and said, is there a problem?
She looks at you with a piercing gaze and says, "On the contrary, please let us find somewhere we can talk."
18. But let's head to the mayor's quarters.
So
coming?
she seems genuinely, yeah, I'm moving her over there. She seems genuinely surprised. But she doesn't give you, she gives you like code vibes, like she has a code she lives by, but I wouldn't describe her as like evil or anything like that.
Okay.
And as you guys are walking, John looks at Amanda and says, "Amanda, please, leave this to us." She nods and says, "I'll go see the boy."
Sorry, I'm not
She heads off.
positive on the mayor's house.
That sucks. You should have been following the group. Here, you can follow John.
I don't even see John.
Oh, okay.
And taking off, she sheaths her, not sheaths her, she sets down her shield and takes off her helmet, keeping her sword sheathed. And this long, flowing, mousy brown hair covers this kind of sun tanned face, like freckles across it, piercing blue eyes. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Aveline Fourstar. Lady Aveline is fine.
I need to write that down. Can you actually type that out for me, please?
Can you get Bezoid out of the roof?
Oh, baby.
Pardon our dragonborn friend.
I'm not a very smart dragon.
I appreciate you.
You are welcome. Emus, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, please.
Okay.
Actually, make it an investigation.
Okay.
Are you sleeping?
No, I'm actually doing a lot of important stuff while I'm off screen. $16 plus 4, 20.
Thanks, son. Always bailing your mama out.
Don't I know it?
All right, where were we?
She just introduced
Lady.
herself.
Yeah, Lady Aveline 4-star.
I'm Lady Aveline Fourstar. I am the head cleric and hand of the church saloon in Shadowdale. Alternatively, if you are who you say you are, I need proof. This instant. And if you
Do you
are
have,
who you say you are, there's much we need to discuss.
do you have true sight?
No. Sorry, I do not.
What proof can we give you?
I use my fancy Mr. Vision on her.
I would pray to Mistra to try and show me how I'm supposed to give people proof that we're her chosen.
Make a religion check. And
I'm
Enos,
gonna-
as you look at her, you remember that only people with true sight and certain types of vision can see the glow in your eyes, the silver flames igniting around your eyes.
Right.
As-
I'm not trying to
As
display
I-
them. I'm trying to see her.
As I
Ah.
see
But I'm
Calamithy
confused.
praying, I put my hand on her shoulder and silently pray with her to give her an advantage.
Oh, that's cool too. Can I get advantage because of that?
Sure.
My first roll was better. Damn.
Tried.
It was a 9, was my religion roll. I'm not very religious.
So as you boogie ignite this light, it's different than you've seen before. It's a almost like a moonlight aura, like a silvery kind of, not like the same as your guys' silver fire, but it is a silvery hue to it.
Well, you did say saloon, didn't you?
All of a sudden, to whoever's wearing the hood, you hear Emus relay to you guys. Just for FYI, there's about 11k of fake gold in here, in case you need to know.
Okay.
Thanks, Emus. I say into the hood. What
No.
proof do you require?
Guys, I can see that she's aligned to Mistra.
She cocks her head at you. In a roundabout sense, I suppose.
So I need to be lounging on a chair, not on the ground.
We have a shared enemy, you and I. I am very curious about, she looks around, your numbers and your absence.
Well,
There's a reason for that.
yeah.
We don't know much about you. We don't know how much we can trust you.
Hi, Chester.
Well, I am a powerful cleric of Saloon. I am a high-ranking member of the Harpers. I love Saloon, and I will do anything to abide her will. I'm also, and she turns and looks at John, tasked with collecting missing and unpaid funds. And he starts kind of rubbing the back of his neck.
Well, about that, we have some questions about that as well. What are these taxes collected for? Is it protection of the city?
I chuckle to myself.
It's for the overarching protection of Shadowdale. For all this region of the Dalelands.
Well, it seems to us that there hasn't been a whole lot of that going on, seeing as how we've only been here a few short days, and we have had to dispel a horde of goblins, the goblin boss, and one of the chosen of Shar.
Her eyes widen at the last. What did you just say?
That's right. We just had to dispel one of the Arc druids of Shar. It wasn't an easy battle.
Druids. Shaw has druids.
Isn't that what she was? Did I say that
Yeah,
wrong?
she was a druid. I don't know
Okay,
if she has multiple druids, but she for sure had one. It was a chosen of Shantae, though. She was converted.
Her eyes widen. My God. What?
So,
What-
without
what-
all that
so
being
what-
said,
Pardon me, but what are you doing here in Rivington? Where have you been?
Our ship wrecked.
Well, first of all, Martrell Sylvanas has taken our memories and sent us on wild goose chases and hurt our training. We are far behind than where we should be.
Far behind.
We
And
still don't even know
escaping.
how far behind we are, honestly.
Exactly. And escaping those perils, our ship wrecked here. And in order to get our ship repaired, we've stumbled upon this town who was desperately in need of us. And we have been taking care of all their protection needs. So therefore, we have declared ourselves the protectors of the city.
She looks you in the eye, eyes you up and down, and looks at you somewhat approvingly and says, "Leave me. You'll have no
Leave.
gripe from me if that is what you wish to do. There's much I think we need to discuss.
Let's
As chosen
discuss.
of Mistra, surely you've been hooked up into different revenues of intelligence, say the Harpers.
I was a part of the Kraken Society. That's where my knowledge is.
And she looks at you and her eyes look kind of sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to the hood, Emus, you almost here?
Boogie asked me to stay here
Why?
in case I needed.
For the debt of the money, whether to pretend that we're poor and can't pay it right now and hide all that money, or pretend that's real money and give them fake money all over again.
I think your knowledge is better used here at the moment.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure in case Boogie had a plan.
Was it Oriana that had something to do with the Harpers? I feel like
Yeah.
someone in our group had something to do with the Harpers at one point.
It's Bezoit.
Oh, I don't recall what my dealings are with the Harpers.
Was yours
Crap.
the mask, the black dragon mask?
Oh,
maybe?
I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm supposed to be searching for these masks. As I pull out the imitation black mask.
Oh, isn't that? Yeah, that's fitting.
Why is that?
Recent intel just came in that this mask has traded hands recently, somewhere in the Sea of Fallen Stars.
He was gonna start making his way back over to. Hey, where you guys at? I'll come join up with you.
Mayor's house.
The black mask has traded hands recently. What did you say after that, Mike?
Somewhere in the Sea of Fallen Stars, some island. The details were somewhat lacking, unfortunately. New recruit.
About that, was there any tell of an ancient red dragon
She
in
raises
that
an
same
eye.
area?
No, I'm sorry, not that I recall.
I look
I
dejected.
feel that I would recall that. How much are you guys missing out on?
As Amos walks in, he's gonna see the emissary. Oh, hello, good lady. Welcome to our small, modest town. How are you doing today?
I'm gonna look
Amos.
over at Emus and say, we filled her in a little bit of our purpose and our intent
And our memory loss.
and who we are.
I'm gonna kind of choke a bit at hearing all this. That's a lot of information that you shared. Okay, well, I guess we are being openly diplomatic.
Well, to be quite honest, although I am somewhat convinced, I still haven't seen proof.
Proof of.
Us being who we say we are.
Emus is gonna think for a second.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir. I am Lady Avelina.
And I'm gonna do a very overzealous, very flourished bow. Yes, of course, my lady. My name is Emus Mitaki, one of the the ranger and one of the scholars of the savants.
Moral savants.
Moral savants. Thank you. Sorry.
She raises an eyebrow. Is he always like this?
Always.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
The fact that I got two of the party members to both kind of respond differently to that question is great.
She turns and does have a smile. You get the this lady is pretty powerful, by the way. She is quite a powerful cleric, but as serious and stern as she generally is, she is enjoying herself and kind of smiling. And she waves her hand. Well, for now, let's discuss some things. First, where have you been?
Shipwrecked, my lady.
Come again?
Shipwrecked.
How long are you talking here?
According to intelligence reports running through the higher echelons of the Harpers, it's been nearly 2 years. 2 years you've been unaccounted for?
Ah.
Yes.
Well, that
Wait.
just to make sure I'm recalling my own memories correctly, we only were recalled back from our remote training locations the few days before we left from the school,
Like a
right?
couple of weeks at most.
Right.
Mhm.
But I thought we started our own separate training away from each other 10 years ago when Nico died.
Correct.
4 years ago.
4 years ago? Thought it was 10.
Yeah, it was. As I understand it, it was like. And then, around the same time, Solomon started acting different, and he sent everybody out to their different areas.
This
4
is
years
incredibly
ago.
embarrassing of me then. I am so sorry. I should have looked at my notes first. 4 years is what she meant to say, not 2.
Okay, I was like, dang, were we putting like a homeostasis thing?
Well, my good lady, when you're training to become a master ranger, you kind of not being heard of or not being seen. It kind of goes with the the whole all that business.
Okay, so then it was 4 years since Nico died. Well, that would be the time that we were sent off to do our separate training around the time Solomon wasn't Solomon anymore and Martrell Savanis disappeared and was thought to be dead.
And he tried to kill Nico and our teachers, all
Well, he
scattered.
did succeed at killing Nico. We just recently brought him back to life. But then Oriana was killed and Varys may be dead. I'm not really sure.
She puts her hands up defensively. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry.
We've had a doozy of a day.
She looks John up and down and looks past towards you guys. So is it your intent to stake claim over this village?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we've discussed it at great length. Even though our stay here has been short, it has been quite eventful. In fact, the poor state of this town. I don't know if you noticed when you came in, but the bare markets and there's a lot of abandoned homes about here. This town has been failing. And there's not much prosperity here anymore, especially with the goblin issues that they were having and the lack of patrols on the main roads. So when we arrived here, sort of completely unintentionally, and as we wait to become unshipwrecked, we decided to chip in and help out around town. And John, I would surmise that we're doing a pretty good job, correct?
He turns around, just kind of blasted by it all, I guess, and he goes, "Yeah, yes, and they've solved our goblin problem quite well."
Oh, Sorry, John here. He has been the interim mayor for a long time. So we don't want to step on anyone's toes. So officially, he's still in charge here. But we are staking claim.
She nods. Well, so long as the Lord of Shadowdale doesn't dispute.
We have no reason to dispute anything the Lord of Shadowdale has over this little town, and in fact, maintaining a trade and reopening those routes that have long since been closed might be beneficial to Shadowdale as well. So we definitely don't want to have a tarnished relationship with them. Though I completely understand how such a move can come off as aggressive.
Yes, and Lord Barnett is not the one to take aggression well.
Well, certainly my good lady can put in a good word for us.
She looks at you. What do you remember of your upbringings?
Oh, I had a very humble start, my lady. Unfortunately, I have no real claim to any title. See, I'm the son of a pair of lovely
She raises
mushroom.
a hand to cut you off. Please, don't patronize me. And your stature is greater than mine, so please, cut the lady.
Hearing her say that our stature is greater than hers, I'm gonna kind of like choke a little bit. I don't know. What?
You are the chosen of a deity, and let alone Mistra. As faded as that name has become over the past couple years, it still
I
holds
think
quite a bit of power.
we're all still very much trying to figure out exactly what that means.
Yeah, we
How
don't
do
know.
you should
We
have been
just
taught?
recently learned we were chosen.
How is
we
that
did-
possible?
Martrell took our memories.
He wiped our memories clean. So we've forgotten most of our training and almost all of our upbringing.
She looks at you with her eyebrow raised. That it would take some incredibly powerful magic to accomplish.
Can you do it? Can we get
Well,
our
he took
memories
over
back?
Selgaunt, so I'd say he's pretty strong. He brought the last Netheresian city to Selgaunt.
Actually, that's a great question. With us being isolated here for this past, how long we've been here? Like 2 weeks now.
I don't even know if it's been that long. I think it's
don't
maybe
think
been
so.
a week.
Well, anyway, regardless. And in fact, on that note, since we've
One second, what was your question? Was it how long you've been here or away from the academy?
here
Here.
Yeah,
after
you
the
guys
ship
have been
crashed.
here for about a week, almost a week, almost 7
Okay.
days.
And ever since our shipwreck here a week ago, we haven't really heard any outside news, especially since there's obviously no traders coming to town. What have you heard of what happened in Zelgaunt?
I have. And she looks down. However, Lord Barnett keeps the workings of the outside world among the upper echelon of Shadowdale, and he keeps it hidden from the residents.
There's someone who seems to be so agreeable to our us. You don't seem to take too kindly to the leader of Shadowdale. What can you tell us about him?
That's because I worked here when it was ran by Lady Silverhand, and he is no Lady Silverhand.
Why did
Oh,
she
that's a
stop
shame.
running it?
Well, according to reports we received in the harbors, it was to go train you.
Okay.
Oh, she gave up her position of leadership over Shadowdale to come train us?
Well, to
She
train Oriana.
nods, like almost like it's obvious. Of course, the chosen of a deity as strong as Mistra. It's very important they have a strong upbringing. She herself was a chosen once.
Emus is gonna at this point really kind of drop the act and start taking this a whole lot more seriously. So what that implicates something far more important than I could have conceived of. this is almost distressing to hear. Do you think that there's anyone in Shadowdale that would have the resources to help us restore our memories?
That's what I asked like 5 minutes ago, and she ignored me.
Yeah, I re-asked it for you.
I thought Abraham, was it Abraham that said that he would basically have to die?
No, I don't think so.
I fear I would have to do some investigation, obviously, but my fear is that a magic so powerful to permanently erase large portions of a chosen's past. I fear maybe only divine intervention could fix something so powerful.
What information do you know that the Harpers have of our former instructors?
Well, we have word of. And she looks down and her eyes widen like she just realized something. I should have caught it. I should have caught it at the time. And she looks at you guys excited, like wagging a finger. The tavern on the way here. How could I have missed it? And she like slaps her forehead.
How do we go from our teachers to a tavern?
There was a strange woman with beautiful flowing blonde hair at the tavern, halfway on the way here, passing on their way back to Shadowdale on our way here. And there was, I should have known, she slams her fist on the counter. There was a dwarf there with her. He looked surprisingly familiar. An old, stubborn bastard named Thorin Redmane.
I was just about to ask that.
And he's a known acquaintance. And she fucking slams her armor. Ugh, I should have known. The blonde hiding her face. Is she still alive then? Your teachers.
I'm gonna kind of like cut her off. Which direction? Do you know which direction they were heading? Where they were coming from? Where they were going to?
It appeared that they were heading on their way to Shadowdale.
Well, then we
It
must.
looked awfully worn for the wear, though. Tough journey, I imagine.
Well, she was supposed to be in Mithra Nor, which is behind that weird fog. Mist.
What was the blonde's name?
Well, it's gonna be Oriana's teacher,
Tatiana?
Lady.
It's Lady Ashina, and
I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember that name.
her hero name is Storm Silverhand.
Why wouldn't she talk to you?
I don't even know if she remembers me from all those years past. I was such an insignificant portion of her life. She's a grand adventure. I'm traveling with some elderly fella who's... I'm not quite entirely sure who he is. We only are aware of Storm Silverhand and Thorn.
Our instructors had their memories messed with also.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I know my teacher's name is Raphael, but I don't know his full name. Do I know his full name? I would think I would.
He has always, to everyone that you've ever known, only ever introduced himself as Raphael.
Okay, interesting. I'm gonna kind of speak up. How about of a famed ranger named Raphael? Does that name strike any meaning to you?
She tilts her head. Vaguely, I feel like I've heard a story, but I couldn't tell you the details.
I'm gonna get kind of a wicked grin on my face. Yeah, he's a good ranger.
She nods kind of awkwardly. I'm sure your teacher's quite capable. I understand your desire to stake your claim here, but if everything is as you say it matches, and I'm likely to believe you. However, I think you may want to set your eyes on Shadowdale.
Well, absolutely. If you ran into who you say you ran into on the way here, that direction they were heading in, that is absolutely our next destination.
She waved her hand. Yes, for that too. But
she's saying becoming the leaders of Shadowdale.
The Lord of Shadowdale has always been a chosen of Mistra until Lord Barnett and Lady Silverhand's passing. Before Lady Silverhand, it was Lord Elminster. I'm sure you've heard of the name. He was a chosen once as well, her first.
Yeah, we've met him too.
Is that
She looks at you odd. You've met Elminster?
His coffin was down in the Chosen of Shantae.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the... the
Sand
Zoid, I
Master.
think, was talking about the Shade of Sandmaster.
Yeah.
But we
Because-
did see the coffin of Elminster.
that is
Yeah, I'm
empty.
talking about the one that we didn't touch. Is
Right.
Uh,
Remember, they said Elminster. They wanted Elminster. Elminster said they wanted his coffin, so he's probably not inside of it. In the
Lord
notes.
Elminster himself said that he wanted his own coffin?
Yeah, we met him on the ship.
Elminster's alive, she says, very surprised.
And I look over at my comrades like, did I say something wrong?
All we know for certainty is that we ran into a Druid hideout, where they were holding Elminster's coffin, tucked away safely, and we found a note journal one of the Druids was keeping that says that Elminster says they are coming for my coffin. That's all I really have for you.
Do you
And
know what Elminster looks like? Looked like?
Yeah, Michael posted a picture of him.
She nods and says, I remember seeing him once as a very small child, but he was very, very old. He's a human over 1,000 years old. He was born some 1,500 almost years ago.
I sketch Solomon.
And she looks at it. He seems much younger here, but that does appear like a younger version of the man I know. I was for certain he died.
I wonder if they reincarnate with those coffins.
Would you be willing to take me to this coffin?
I'm not sure that's entirely possible.
It may be.
Unless you
He's
want
a
to bring a
powerful
team of,
cleric.
unless you have a, oh, Emus is going to kind of allude to it by saying, unless you have a team of miners ready to go excavating it up.
Well, I have 7 D-class fighters ranked in the Guild of Toril, and I have 1 C-class fighter, as well as myself.
The last time we were at the site, a terrible earthquake or something happened, and a lot of things got destroyed, but I think that we could take you there. That's where we ran into the Ark Druid.
She sits down, cross-legged, kind of out of character, puts her hands on her knees. Please, tell me everything. Don't spare a detail. Please. And she's going to sit there and wait.
Well, you see, it
Well,
all started when one of us died.
yeah.
I would sit around in a circle around her and beckon my comrades to sit down beside me and for us to start gushing the story out, each one getting to their part and telling their portion, and then to the next part, another telling their portion, until we've expired ourselves with the entire
Okay.
story.
Is there anything you guys are omitting to tell her?
Yeah. I omit telling
Honestly.
her about the red dragon egg.
You talking about the one you guys found in...
Oh, that's at the hideout. Or should be.
Yeah, buried underneath, yeah.
Maybe.
The
Oh,
Eye
I
of
forgot all
Chaos.
about that.
The Eye of Chaos, she says? You're in possession of the Eye of Chaos.
No, she just said she was omitting that from her story.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Got excited there.
I did.
So I would
Because if she knew that tone, my god.
I would kind of pick up on omitting that part. Like, at this point, I'm trusting my party. However, I am not hiding that I am the Prince of Cragmaw.
Wait, so are you taking off your disguise, or are you just talking about you're the Prince of Cragmaw, but you look like a human right now?
Just talking about it.
Okay.
Okay, guys, give me
Did you
one
guys-
second.
Are you still there?
Us?
Yeah, we're still here.
We're still here. But he said, give me a second.
Because I haven't said what I'm omitting yet.
What are you omitting?
Okay, I am admitting that I'm not mentioning my sister ever. In fact, if I'm not mentioning my sister, I'm not mentioning Mikiel, and I'm also not mentioning. I think those are the two big things. Oh, and no, those are the only two things.
Oh, good. If you had said a third thing, I might have been like, not
Is
picking up
nobody
on
saying
that. I
anything
tell
for a
her
reason?
anyways.
So I have Cremina, Mikiel, Dragon Egg. Is there anything I'm missing that is being omitted?
I
Oh,
don't think I'd
and then,
outright say that I murdered that
Hello?
person.
and Emus wouldn't talk about how he feels like he might be at fault for the unduly demise of Robert and his wife.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there's
you guys are telling them
that.
everything about the goblins, everything about Abraham, everything about the hag, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
Not
there's
telling them about Cyric.
Oh yeah, Calamity, do you want to tell them about your deal?
um, no, probably not, because I don't want to talk about the tablet with her.
Yeah, that detail also seems kind of excessive.
Okay, so the list is now Cremina, Mikiel, Dragon Egg, that you murdered the guy at the Kraken Society, Cyric, Raven Queen, and the tablet.
Right.
Is there anything else you guys want to hide, you little liars? Not liars, but secret keepers.
I mean, I can't be giving her all my secrets. We just met her. Fuck.
I actually don't really care if she knows about the red dragon egg.
It's not a red dragon egg.
It's the Eye of Chaos, and that's what you had described as the red dragon egg.
No, it's like crystal and opaque on the outside, and towards the middle, it's like this fiery, embery orange, deep orange. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. So she sits there, and like an hour and a half passes as everyone's kind of just telling her everything, their side of the story, everything that's happened so far. And she sits there patiently and understanding with occasional looks of surprise and grief and winces of trauma, and especially in the parts when she hears about Tammy and that situation with her mom and Oriana and all that.
Losing Oriana, yeah.
And she's gonna sit there and you've been through an adventurous lifetime in such a short period of time.
I'm really sorry. I forgot one small detail. When Emus tells his parts of the story, he's definitely doing it with a flourish.
So like,
Some of us roll our eyes a bit.
Yeah, every time it gets to her, she kind of looks like she avoids eye contact a little bit and rubs her brow a little bit more, like tracing back and forth with her finger, blinking slowly and just trying to be very polite. She has very noble vibes about her, like she maybe lower nobility, like knightly status. And she looks back and forth and says, "Well," stands up, grabs her shield, grabs her helmet. "I think we might need to go to Shadowdale."
Don't you want to go to see Elminster's coffin?
Yes! She puts her finger out. Yes, God, you guys have so much. My brain is scrabbled. Yes. First, we need to deal with the situation about how we're handling Lord Barnett. Second, we need to deliver the goods that we brought from Shatterdale. Third, we need to discuss compensation for the goods we've been delivering. I understand that these heroes are staking claim, John, she says, pointing at him. However, you still owe back taxes and owe us for deliveries we've been sending. And he nods. Fourth, I would very much so like to see this coffin. This talisman of evil you say you have. May I see it?
I'm afraid to let it show the air, but you can. Every once in a while, it would be a good idea for us to dispel a curse on it.
Or be sure it's still there.
That too.
Yeah, it might not still be here.
If everybody
I say into
but,
the hood. Sorry, go ahead.
If everybody but Lady Aveline, me, and Cal here want to leave the room, we could dispel a curse real quick again.
Why the selection? I think perhaps maybe just John should leave.
Just
Yes.
like I'm out of here.
Yeah, he turns around and goes, I'm always being forced out of my home.
Sorry, John.
Should we perhaps do this down at the temple so we don't, set fire to the town by accident?
Okay, that's fair. So I
Well,
start to
we're
walk,
done.
and also I start to walk, and
Funny,
also
Mike.
I am like looking towards our cleric here. The 2 times ago when we opened this thing, we were all mesmerized and fought over it.
Yes, but I have something that will aid with that.
Did you guys see John jumping up and looking through the window?
No.
No.
Emus is gonna kind of run out. John, come back. We're not gonna do this here. I mean, this is your house after all. I
You
feel.
walk out and he turns around, totally looking like he wasn't looking. I just what's that? You wanted me to come back in?
Yeah. We're gonna go do this somewhere where it's a little bit safer. It's kind of silly to do this in your home of all places. So sorry for the rudeness.
Oh, right. Well, I need to pray.
As we're walking towards the temple, I would like. What's her name? I'm sorry, I missed her name.
Lady Avelina.
Lady Avelina. Thank you.
What is?
As
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, as we walk, I'm going to do a little bit of walk and talk with her and say, so from your entourage from Shadowdale, is there anyone in your group that maybe we should be wary of from the way you talk about them?
She curls her eyes a little. No, I trust them relatively. I wouldn't necessarily trust them with the most sensitive of intel, but in combat, they're true, they're lawful.
What about that old man? Did he just want to travel here? What was his story?
Cyril?
What?
Cyril is just a sweet old man who runs the horses.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's a doll. You guys come in, and there's a merchant in here currently praying.
So, Emus, you said you had a way of mitigating this problem? Is it something that can protect everybody here?
So unfortunately, I can only cast it on one person at a time.
Okay, so that might be just Lady Avelina, along with me and Calamity.
I'm going to look a little bit insulted. Well, you remember the last time we did this, huh? If it wasn't for my skills and abilities, we might have all killed each other down there.
Hey, I'm getting walked out. What's going on?
You're getting locked out. Oh, bro, I thought you were just a merchant I left.
Hmm.
Buggy gets downgraded.
What is my instructor's name?
Do I know the
In all
answer?
my notes, I've got everybody else's instructor, but not mine.
Tatsuya.
Chatya. I actually had that one written down too.
Tatiana?
Tatsuya. Tatsuya. Tatsuya.
It's got to be one of those three.
Oh, all right. Tatsuya. Tatsuya. I say Tatsuya.
Cool.
All right. Well, if
The cleric waves a hand in the door. Shuts. Please, proceed.
okay, so how are we going to do this? I would like to cast protective spell on myself. Bezoy, do you have any protective magic? Yep. See you later. Do you have any protective divine magic that might be able to help us in this situation?
Remember the shift click trick?
That's what I was trying to do, and I knocked myself out of the building. Do I have any what?
Protective divine magic that can aid in shielding our minds from something evil.
I don't believe I do. I have.
You're welcome to drop the disguise now. I trust
And I
you.
do immediately.
I do not.
So after hearing that interaction, I'm going to kind of look over at her. How do you think they're going to treat him once we reach Shadowdale?
They know he's a chosen of Mistra. I assume everyone but the lordship will treat him very well.
Is Lord Burnett very powerful?
What?
He is, and scheming. His
Terrific.
gain to power. Shadowdale is unlike most lordships in that we believe in democracy. We have a vote, and with Lady Silverhand leaving, when Lord Barnett won, breaking the tradition of being a chosen, it was highly speculated that his rise in power was fraudulent. However, there's never been any proof, and no one has any evidence against his claim.
My lady, are you able to dispel magic from magical auras and objects?
This is a very powerful amulet.
And I mean, if your skills are, if you feel up for the challenge, we've already attempted to do it ourselves with only very minor success. And that's why I thought I might ask you if you feel up for the challenge.
Yeah, I believe it's called like the amulet of good of evil, the ultimate evil, maybe.
She raises her eyebrow. Do not take that out here. Do you have the amulet of ultimate evil?
Well, it might be here. It likes to teleport back to Sandmaster's coffin.
That we need to discover exactly where it is right now. We need to deal with that at once.
Well,
Do you
if
want
we
it
have
out or
it,
not?
yeah.
I take a quick peek into my bag to see if it's there, and then close it immediately.
Hold on, I don't know if you can see into bags of holding like that. Let me do a little research.
As I understand it,
Yes, it's like
inside
looking through a telescope, and the holder of the bag can see everything inside. So as you look in there and kind of move it around and see the contents, it does not appear that the talisman of ultimate evil is within the bag.
Oh. Okay, it's not in my bag.
I'll check my clam purse just in case.
As you open your clam purse, there is nothing inside.
Damn it.
Well, with that being the case, we should probably not leave it in the wild. Shall we go ahead and proceed to where it probably most likely is?
Sandmaster's coffin.
That's gonna
Yeah.
take like hours, if not days, to clear
Correct.
our way to it.
So, my lady, Could you graciously summon your guards to maybe help us excavate it?
That should
Up?
fix it.
Can't we
Sorry.
get teleported there?
Not underground. We'll be teleported into dirt and suffocate and die.
She shakes her head disappointingly too. Yes, and also unfortunately, the seventh circle of the weave has collapsed.
Only Nico can do that.
Right.
You have a caster accessing the shadow weave?
No, he's not the
Necromancer.
reed.
I don't know how he casts.
It's a long story. Actually, my lady, I should prepare it when you see him for the first time. So easily you saw through Boogie's clever disguise, of course. He is going to be different. But I want to assure you that his heart is still totally devout to Mistra and our cause.
Perhaps she knows him in his true life.
She takes a step away from Calamacy. I'm sorry. Perhaps it is your perfume. Something smells wrong.
I'm going to
Anyway,
look over at her
I'd
to
like you-
change the subject and say, do you know a vampire by the name of Abraham?
Shakes her head. I'm sorry, I don't know any vampires.
Right. Well, on that note, let's make a game plan here. So if you can summon forces, we can try to gather some digging tools from the town. I mean, they used to be miners here, right? They should have some old tools laying around. We'll get them carted out to the site where we can start excavating it and see what we can find left from the druid's hideout. Does that sound like a plan?
Very well. It does sound like a plan. I like you in
Um,
this way, when you're not putting on an act. She turns and walks towards the door.
What do we do if it's not there and we can't find it?
She
Well,
still
Yeah.
wants to see Elemenster's coffin.
It'll
better get there and
probably be
find out.
there underground.
And you guys watch as she leaves, and she heads back to the carts.
John, can you spring together and load up a cart full of digging and excavating equipment for us? Shovels, picks, whatever you might have to spare.
Yes, I figured we would just unload her cart and load it back up.
All right, that sounds good. I'm going to turn back to the party after John leaves. We're still going to have to discuss the money issue because I don't know how much they truly owe at this moment. And yeah, so let's come back to that for another day. I kind of smile at everyone.
Yeah, John didn't mention any deliveries.
He did not, correct. So,
That swindling bitch.
all right. Well, I'm ready to head out and help load the carts and head out to the hideout if y'all are.
Yeah.
And as you guys come down, it looks like they, by and large, have already unloaded most of the goods into the town. The fighters that are escorting. Do you guys want me to tell you their levels or no?
Yes.
I don't.
I am curious
Why?
About the
Damn
level
it.
of the sea guy.
Of the who?
Of the sea level.
The C level.
I'm okay if Boogie determines the level and tells
the
us.
C grade of the guild.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you sit there, kind of watching him walking back and forth, delivering the last bits of produce, it seems like it's a lot of like preservatives and long-lasting goods, things like that. There are also a couple pretty basic, a pair of 12 iron short swords, and accompanied with that are 6 crossbows and 6 hide shields. And as you watch him, it appears he's like I don't know an in-game way to tell you. He's a level 2 fighter.
Is this? Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
I'm just really happy that a C grade is a level 2.
What level is Lady Aveline.
Is Buggy gonna watch her?
If well, I trust her, but if Bezoid gives me any indicator that she's curious about that, I'll check her out.
I'm gonna look at Boogie and kind of nod my head over at Lady Aveline.
Oh,
Do
okay.
you
With
think
a
she looks
questioning
capable?
So I'll start checking her out. What are the two things I want to see? I know I want to see level. And I want to see armor class also.
Armor class is 21,
Sheesh.
and she is a level 8 cleric.
What?
Nice.
All right. As they're unloading the goods, I'm gonna help start loading the excavation tools. Does this convoy bring like attention from the locals here in town? Do they not care? Are they not coming to check it out and see what all the hubbub is about?
So there's a couple males. None of the Milligans. There is 1 second.
Oh yeah, now I
So-
remember that I sent the Milligan boys off to check out their barn, their secret hideout.
Baelnor's there. The Broadback household is there helping, and Kevin is there helping.
So as we're working on loading the town, and I see some of the men folk about. Again, what was a do you still have easy access to the numbers you gave us a while ago about like what is a living wage? Like this is living at a modest amount.
1 second. What are you looking for? Modest, comfortable, wealthy, aristocratic?
Comfortable.
2 gold a day.
All right, Amos is gonna kind of see everyone standing around, and as they're probably seeing us loading the tools back up, he's gonna call out, "Men, we are in need of some help. I'll offer a gold a day to everyone who comes and helps us excavate out in the woods."
And Lady Evelina turns and looks at you. Well, that's awfully generous of you. They would have done it under my order, but you heard him, boys.
No,
He's
no, no.
willing
That
to
was
pay.
directed at that was not directed at the soldiers. That was directed at the town folk.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad.
They're already
I missed
fucking getting
that.
paid. I
I
don't give a
missed
fuck
that.
about them. No, fuck that.
I'm sorry. And yeah, Baelnor comes over, and so does the other one and his wife, and Kevin makes his way over, and so eventually does Kenneth.
All right, so let's load up some provisions. It's going to be a lot of hard work. We want to make sure you have some food and water, and I'm going to kind of look around at. You said whose wife was here?
Broadback, Mrs. Broadback, Eleanor.
Do I know her name?
Yeah,
I
you.
don't- oh.
Well, you guys, the ladies had met her in the.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
that
don't know.
reminds me, Marble's here too.
I'm going to kind of point towards her and go, "Excuse me, miss. Do you mind running over to the apothecary and grabbing some salves and herbs in case there's some sort of unfortunate mishap? And then, if everyone is ready, we'll set out."
Oh, okay. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for, but I'll do my best.
I don't
And
respond to
she
that.
makes her way.
She says that because there's no working apothecary that she could just go gather stuff and ask.
Yes, Emus doesn't.
Okay.
Emus isn't realizing this.
Okay.
Yeah. Emus is on a little bit of a power trip right now.
So
I would probably look at her and try to get her attention and just kind of subtly shake my head, like, don't worry about it.
she's like straight up panic looking over. panicked. So Mr. Valeswan, Vayswan, his first name is Baelnor. He leans over. So, what was your name again?
He was part of the convoy, correct?
No, he was. He's the person that you weren't there, but this is the guy that was trying to sell the swords to Bezoit.
Ah, right. Yes, sir. Emus is the name. What can I do for you?
So, you're pretty wealthy to be offering 1 gold to all these people for work, huh? He
Hardly.
kind of licks his lips.
In fact, I'm digging at the bottom of my bag, but I figured honest pay for honest work, and this work is unfortunately needing to be done.
I understand. Well, if you ever decide you're in need of maybe some weapons or... Oh, are there bad guys, buddy?
No, I didn't.
The bad guy died. 1 second, I'm sorry. And he leans in and he says, if you're ever in the market for some weapons, I've recently come across some.
Yes, actually, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
Right. I'll give you a better deal than I gave your friend.
Perchance we'll talk about this later. Right now, I'm trying to organize an excavation.
Wait. I've also come into the acquirement of some potions. If you strike your fancy.
At this point, Emus is going to kind of narrow his eyes and say to him, would you have happened to come across these potions in a respectable way? I don't want any... It'd be nice to meet the local miscreants of the town that we just took responsibility for.
Of course I got them, honestly, sir. What do you take me for?
Yeah, I want to roll a little bit of perception on that.
Roll an insight check.
Insight, you got it. 14 plus, so I think 7. Yeah, 7, 21.
He's lying.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of stare at. I'm not gonna respond to him. I'm just gonna kind of stare him down until he either feels awkward enough to leave, or if he doesn't, I'm just gonna turn around and leave.
Make an intimidation check.
Well, I rolled in that one, and I have 0 to intimidate. No, I have +2, so I got 3.
So as you're looking him down, he looks at you, and there's this awkward kind of 10-second, and he just kind of nods and, all right, maybe I'll try another one of your friends. He kind of walks away. All right, and that's what happens. The soldiers finish dropping off the goods. Eleanor comes running up with as much as she can in her arms, a bunch of different plants, and kind of raided Tammy's shop there. And
Amos,
Yeah, Boogie.
the thing I was worried about kind of fell through. I wouldn't mind swapping cloaks back if you feel like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here you go. I'm gonna hand it back over and pull my elven one back out and put it back on.
not fell through, Boogie. Just put off for another day.
I think it's true.
All right, guys. And that's what they do. They finish unloading everything. John comes up with quite a few pickaxes. There's 10 pickaxes in total. And let me write that down.
I love that whole awkward stare down at him with him just kind of like, okay, all right, see you later, I guess.
So the group proceeds to make their way. Oh shit! I have them on the wrong side of town. They came from the south. I fucked this up.
The envoy came from the south?
No, they didn't. You guys are heading south. That's what
Okay,
I fucked
okay,
up.
okay, okay, okay.
That's what I fucked up. They came from the north, are heading south.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
All right, so they make their way through town, crossing this pretty rickety bridge on the way, having to go single file. And if you guys aren't going to progress with any language, this is your opportunity to do so. Until then, the next take will be as you guys get to the river.
Good.
I'm good.
All right.
Lady Evelina's a good listener.
Yeah, she is. Very
I like
patient.
She's not as powerful as I thought she would be, though.
She's not as awesome as my sword, but she's still pretty cool.
You got to remember, dude, level 8 is pretty powerful.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, you guys make your way to the river, and you can hear more work being done. A couple eyes look up as they hear the group, and Lady Avelina, with almost no hesitation, gives the command for the convoy to ford the forge.
No, Ford.
Ford.
I was right the first time. To ford the river, and you guys continue on southbound until you get to the hideout.
When we get to the ship, I'm gonna have it take a quick aside. I'm gonna hop up onto the deck real quick and kind of run over to what's his face that's working on it.
And you find a very sweaty Mr. Caldwell.
Mr. Caldwell, sir, how are you? How's it going today?
Well enough. What's up?
Quick question. Do you have any sort of estimate with how current progress is going of when you might be done?
My work, I'm moving along pretty good. I think maybe a week on your guys' end. I don't know.
Right. No, I'm just specifically asking about the woodworking. All right, thank you. And then I'm gonna go running around looking for Tammy, try not to get left behind by the convoy.
All right, and 1 second. As you guys get down here, night is starting to come. It's not night yet, but the sun's definitely on its way down. Let me kill all these rabbits.
Oh, all the creepy rabbits are still there. By the way, we're not on the map. We're waiting on GM still. Eesh.
What the heck? The ground generally looks like this?
I don't know where you are.
Oh wait, no, we're outside of it. Cool. I was thinking we were on the inside.
No, actually, I don't know how you guys are going to get on the inside.
With manpower and tools.
I thought he said that would take us days to do.
With us, but we have a whole team at our back. And we can. They have enough people to set up shifts as well.
All right, guys. As the convoy comes to a halt at this position, the townsfolk, Kenneth, coming off, you can hear like a sigh of relief as people start offloading. He's like, "What, mate? I was just asking." And we just seem done with them, and everyone's kind of grabbing a pick and lining up, ready for their orders. Lady Evelina says, "This is the place."
This is the pass into the grove.
Interesting. She walks forward.
And Amos is going to kind of walk up and stand on top of this little rise over here to kind of get the view from everyone. All right, everyone, listen up now. We have a lot of work ahead of us, and it's an important work at that. So, local townsfolk that offered to come out and help, I still stand by what I said. 1 gold per day of work that you put in, so long as it's a fair amount of work. Not asking anyone to break their backs, but I will withhold pay if I think you're slacking or not pulling your weight. Now we have because of the number of people we have and the limited number of tools, I think it only makes sense to work in shifts. So, since the town folks would probably like to go home at night and sleep in their own beds, they're more than welcome to come back in the morning to start their first full day of work with one gold piece, and then return home in the evening when they are done.
Lady Evelina looks up at you. Everything he said except disregard going home. You'll be sleeping in tents here. We need people working as often as they can.
Sure, yes. And then I'm going to kind of lower my voice. Can I start setting up shifts for your men as well?
She looks you up and down. You are eager for leadership? Have at it.
All right, Emus is going to start trying to figure out shifts
She's
work for everyone.
gonna walk over there and explain to her men. She's gonna be like, hey, he's gonna divide a plan and follow it through. And then give me 1 second. I'm coming up with how many workers you have. Give me 1 second. So not including Lady Evelina, Emus, Calamacy, Bezoit, Boogie, you guys have 13 workers.
Okay, and you said that we have how many? We only have 10 pickaxes. What else?
Yep, you have 10 pickaxes.
No shovels. No. Okay.
What if we made the jaunt down to the
The-
mine and grab
the-
some more?
The pickaxes are like those. You have one side that's like a flat-headed
Right.
shovel type deal, and then a more spear tip side.
All right. So Emus is going to start trying to arrange, at least for the tunnel excavation, since it's narrow and we're limited on tools anyways. 3 shifts of. You said we have how many people total? 18.
15. Well,
13, not including you guys. If you want me to, are you guys working as well?
Emus probably will be, yes, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah, definitely.
I will be.
So,
If all of you are working, there's 18 workers.
I guess I'd rather be on a different shift than Bezoit. I'll kind of like look on as they're working and then point to a pretty big rock and be like, I got that one. And go in, grab it, bring it out.
All right, so Emus is going to break everyone up. I'm including us now. So I also agree that we should all take separate shifts. So that I think there should be we should do 3 shifts. So shift work, 6 people on each shift. And then before the work really starts tonight, I would also like to instruct. I'm going to look at the group here. Is anyone here capable of some basic woodworking? See if I get any volunteers to raise their hand.
People look around. There's one fighter raises his hand, and Kenneth eagerly raises his hand.
All right, if you two don't mind, before your shift today, why don't you? Could you please make us 2 sleds to help drag excess material away?
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. Hey, I'll take the lead on this one. All right. I know.
I'm gonna look over at Kenneth and say, woodworking, mostly, eh?
Yeah, that's right, mostly.
And then I'm going to start heading shifts out to both the town. I'm going to put all the townsfolk on pretty much like the day shift. And then it's basically splitting the rest of it between the soldiers and ourselves. So we're on the odd shifts.
Okay, guys. So here's what we're gonna do for this event. We're gonna make a skill check challenge, and we're gonna roll. And depending on how we roll, is gonna dictate how long this is gonna take, and depending on what skills you use, it's gonna dictate the morale of the work crew.
Oh, so I'd also kind of like to do a different shift from Emus. Between the two of us, we should cover all of the somewhat dark hours.
Because we have good eyes.
Because we can cast light on the person in front's shirt.
Yeah, that's a great call. If I can cast daylight, hell, even better. I'll save that for the pit though that we're gonna have to be digging.
Make sure to put the camp well enough away so you don't hear stone being smashed or daylight waking you up.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, after they, actually that's a good point. After I send the two officers start making some crude sleds to be used to haul material away. I'm gonna instruct everyone else to start setting up their tents, and yeah, make sure that we're all inside of each other. Where the goblin menace has mostly been taken care of, that doesn't mean there aren't other things creeping and crawling in the woods.
All right, show me where you want to set up tent. I was thinking like this area. This
That
little
looks
clearing.
perfect to me.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Nice flat clearing.
Yeah. Nice rocks to sit on and eat while you're taking a break.
All right, so we have shifts of 6, so we just want to rotate 6 tents. I don't know about you guys. The people that came here have 10 tents.
Emus doesn't need a tent.
I don't need a tent.
Is it 1-person tent or 4-person tents?
2 people tents. But they normally sleep at solo. But you're more than welcome to, recommend something else.
No, I'm not gonna change what they want. I think it's best to kind of keep morale up, get them some alone time when it's their downtime.
And Calamus is looking at getting in with some of them soldier folks.
Oh yeah, little old virgin me trying to get in.
Hey man, they're big, manly, musky soldiers. Emus
I
has
mean, I
come
have
right
to
by
see
yet at them.
pictures. Even. That's why he's not into Marie.
I should have gone Navy.
All right, are you wanting to know our roles?
Oh, I was about to say, trust me, it wasn't cracking as it. Fuck. I had it in my head.
Well done.
It was a cool pun, but I boofed it. I thought too long on it.
Or not long enough. All right, what do you guys think about the tent situation?
Looks
I
good to
like
me.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, yeah, skill check challenge. Let's go. What does everyone got?
I'm gonna go last.
Well, I've got my athletics.
Bitch move.
I am like I said before, I'm like kind of standing out of the way, and then I see a rock that seems like the right size. Not a right size for a human, but like I got that one. And
All right, what's
I
your
kind of
athletics?
stumble in and grab it and take it out.
You're trying to grab like the larger boulders and big chunks of something by yourself while you're working.
Yeah, like a rock that's like 100 pounds or
Right.
something. Maybe. Shoot, I could do 200 pounds and it wouldn't be a problem.
All right, go ahead, make an
400
athletics check.
pounds? 14.
Okay, who's next?
Seeing as how we're going to be on opposite shifts, I'm going to use my athletics, and for the sole purpose of as they chip away at this rock, obviously I'm going to be helping them, but my main thought was going to be to get the debris and the rock out of the way and cart it away so that they continue to chisel the rock as I do the heavy lifting for them.
Okay,
So they
I'll
don't
allow it
tire
only
so
because you're
easily.
on different shifts. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
I've got a 15 plus 6, that's 21.
Who's next?
I would
Alright.
like to use my insight. Sorry, you said you wanted to go last. Did you change your mind?
No, I was just getting excited.
Okay. I'd like to use my insight to try to find possible cave-ins that could happen and try to direct them to stabilize that a little more with cut down
Beans.
trees or something.
Yeah. That's an excellent call. I was going to include that
I
in
like
my
it.
roll if you didn't.
Go ahead
Yeah,
and roll.
Okay.
that's an excellent choice.
Oh. 11. I rolled a 4.
Damn.
Okay.
All right, Emus, being the man that's pretending to be in charge right now, is going to use his survival skill, and he is going to keep an eye on the people around that are working around him to make sure that I don't see anyone that's working too hard and get dehydrated. But he's also, guarding his gold, so he's making sure people are actually putting in their fair share of work, and they're feeling it at the end of the day. And then in his downtime in between shifts, he's going to go out and hunt for some light game and collect some berries,
You said this was nature or survival?
survival,
Okay, that makes more sense.
and bring them back to camp to prepare like some hot cooked meals or share berries for people to help keep morale up.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
All right.
I like it.
7. I'm going to use a point of inspiration.
Oh, I forgot about inspiration.
You can use it
Aw.
still if you want.
Oh, please.
Boogie, if you'd like, you can too.
14. 14 plus 7, 21.
Yeah, sure. That sounds like a great idea.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. The athletics is 22 now.
You're a minor. You are not. You don't know where to put up support beams. The best
Hey guys,
days.
Calamity's not carrying the team today.
So,
Boogie got a
Yeah,
22,
so-
I got a 21, Emus got a 21, and Calamity got a 11. Lady Evelina
there's
is
an-
going to help her in her own way by doing a medicine check and providing aid to anyone who gets injured or overworked and heal them and anything like that.
Nice. So besides casting light on the shirt of the first person in front, every couple minutes I'm going to cast prestidigitation on just someone that's working and cool them. Like cool a boot or pants, something on them.
And Emus is going. Well, no, he's not. Never mind. I was gonna say I'm gonna use haste to cast on someone to like help them work faster, but it doesn't last really long enough to really make that big of a difference. So
So your average roll, congratulations, was an 18.75.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right, guys.
lower
So
than the 21 I rolled.
I will write up a little short story explaining the day's events as you guys progress and clear this out, and that is where we'll pick up on next session.
Nice.